Hi there, quilty friends. It's day 4 of our shelter at home, and I'm excited to be here again. I have been working on some of my own projects today, and so you can see this new quilt back here behind me. It's actually not new. I've probably been working on this for 4 or 5 years. This is called a Scrappy Trip Around the World, and it's a free pattern that you can download on Bonnie Hunter's blog. I think her website is called Quiltville. And so you can just put that in a search, Google search or whatever, and it'll pull it right up. It's really extremely popular. It's a great way to use up 2.5-inch strips. So you remember me showing you my 2.5-inch, a bunch that I have been saving of all kind of in the same color combination that I like a lot. And I want to just give you a couple of tips that I've kind of picked up along the way as I've been working on this for so many years, and just pulled it out again today and decided to work on it. And then I thought I should just share this with everybody. So you need 6 strips that are at least 16 inches long. Most of mine are 18 inches long because they're from fat quilts that I've cut out of fat quarters and had an extra 2.5-inch strip left, or fat eighths or whatever, which, a fat quarter is 18 inches by half the width of the fabric. So you're still getting a quarter of a yard of fabric, but it's in a more usable size. So if you ever wondered what a fat quarter was, that's what it is. So I've been saving those, and I pick out 6 different colors for my blocks. All different. Don't put the same 2 colors. Don't put 2 reds or 2 pinks or 2 blues in one block. Do 6 different colors. Then pick one color that you want to be the color that's going to continuously go through your entire quilt as a pattern. And for me, I picked the red. So you can see how the red is kind of, that's the path that your eye wants to follow. So you sew all 6 of these strips together. So I'm going to sew, I still have these 2 to sew together for that set. And then after you sew those 6 together, remember what we're going to do is sew these kind of into a tube, which means these are going to be sewn together here. And then we're going to take this and sew over here. So remember, whatever's on this end and this end are going to end up being next to each other somewhere in the block. So keep that in mind when you're putting your 6 together, that you like the 2 on the ends to go together. So then like I said, you wrap those together, and we're going to make this like tube. See how I put my whole arm in there. Hello. And now we have this tube. Now we're going to take this and subcut it again into 2.5-inch strips. So I'm going to flip you around over to the cutting area here. And I want to show you a fun trick. Let's see if I can tip this up a little bit so you can see my cutting. Okay, perfect. So first of all, pick one of the ends and trim it. I think I'll do this end. And we're going to trim that, like all the selvages, and get a nice straight edge. Then I'm going to flip it this direction. Now this is the little trick. So every time that you cut a strip, like I can line up this edge with 2.5 inches, cut, move it to 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, all the way down my strip, right? But every time you pick up your ruler and you move it over, you're going to run a little bit risk of it getting a little skewed or a little bit off. So what I like to do is, my ruler is 8.5 inches wide. So I know I want to cut 3 strips. I'll be able to cut 3. So at 2.5, 5, and 7.5 is going to give me 3 2.5-inch strips. So I'm going to line up this edge at the 7.5, and I'm going to cut. Then I'm going to move it down to 5 inches, and see how I'm not moving the fabric at all, or really having to reline up. I do have to reline up that edge, but it's less moving. So then I cut that, and that's my first, out of the middle here, my first 2.5-inch strip. Then I'm going to move it down to the 2.5, and now cut again, and now I have 3, and they're a lot more likely to be accurate. Remember yesterday we were talking about cutting is where the first place of being accurate in your quilting is. So let me move you back over a little bit. I'm going to flip back around over here. I have my little board. Here's another little tip. This little fabric board, it's a piece of foam board that I spray adhesed a piece of batting onto that. And then I made a little binding, and I just hot glued this binding around just to make it kind of cute, keep it all together. So I like to use this. This size I think is like 24 by 24. It's nice when I'm working with the bigger blocks. So here you can see on this one that I'm working on, I have all of these tubes cut. So after I cut that strip set, we had 6 strips. We're going to cut 6 of these. Then we're going to unpick. So I start at the red because the red is the one that I want to go through the center. So I started at the red and unpicked those 2. And another tip really quick, when I get ready to sew these together, it's going to be really helpful when you are sewing your strip set together. I forgot to mention this. You want to press your seams every other direction. So one seam that way, the next seam towards that, the next one that way. Okay, so let me show you a little closer up. You're going to go every other direction when you press. Then that's going to help. Yesterday we talked about nesting our seams. So now once you shift these over one, they're always going to be able to be nesting. So that's going to be really helpful. So you can see, like I said, I started with the red. Now the next one, I moved over one and unpicked. And then I moved over one and unpicked and over one. Okay. So now the next one this one that I have to unpick is, get my unpicker, is next to you want to make sure they're going the right direction because all right, I've got the red. I have to look at okay, see, like this way I have it backwards because the pink is on this side of the red, and on my block, it's on this side. So I'm going to flip it around. So now I know I have the right side. There's that red one I started with. Then I did blue. Then I did the aqua. Then I did the white one. Okay. That's where I ended. So now I'm going to unpick between the pink and the aqua. So I'm going to show you a little trick with unpicking as well. So I start, just kind of get in there and unpick those first couple of stitches. Now take the little ball of your seam ripper, put it on the inside between those 2 seams, and then hold it down here. Sorry, I'm going the wrong way. Hold it down here, and then just give it a little run, and it's unpicked that easy. I know it seems kind of weird to be making a quilt that you purposely have to unpick some seams, but it's worth it because it keeps them in order, and it's a lot of fun. So now I have those all done, and you can see that I'm still going in the right direction here. That's a lot. It's really a lot of fun. Goes pretty quickly. Ends up with a really organized scrappy designs instead of just having a whole bunch of 2.5-inch squares sewn together. I've been having a lot of fun making this quilt, and now I'm kind of inspired. I have quite a few blocks done. Maybe see if I can get this finished up soon. So I just wanted to check in with you guys and see how you're doing with all of the having to stay home by yourselves. And I know it's really hard, and I just want you to know that if you're not really doing okay with it, it's okay to not be okay. Just reach out to somebody, and just know we're all kind of in that same boat. We're all struggling. It's really a struggle. Today was kind of a hard day because church day. I usually go to church in the morning, see all my friends, all my pastor, all my, people that are always there for great support. So it's really hard to not go and be around all those people. So it's been kind of a hard day, and we just have to keep doing the right thing. And if you need, a lot of churches are doing online contact. You can, listen to a message, or you can reach out to somebody there. There are still people even there. Our church is northmetrochurch.org. If you are looking for somewhere that you need to plug in and watch a Sunday sermon, we'd love to have you. So bye for now, you guys. I will see you tomorrow for day 5. And I hope that you are doing well. And I really appreciate you guys coming in and being with me here. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.